Ooh, it's springtime, baby. You know, spring is if you don't know what spring is, it's when winter kind of gets lazy. And winter kind of falls asleep at the wheel. And spring starts to perk up. You know, spring is that time you could hear flowers start to put deodorant on. You know, they're thinking about popping back out into the world. Just flexing them petals, baby. You know, if you put your ear up to the snow right now, you can hear little animals start to yawn a little. You might hear a chipmunk do a he's thinking about popping out and, doing something. Maybe looking for a little dip monk, he's thinking, oh, I'm going to get out maybe and meet me a woman. It's that time. Almost. And that's spring. If you think, you could hear water start to kind of, you could hear on a mountain, you could hear a mountain. If you put your ear up to a mountain, you could hear it saying, oh, you know what? Fuck all these skiers and snowboarders. I'm about ready to drip out, make a stream, and do something different. That spring, if you look up in the trees, sometimes you'll see a hole in a tree. Go peek in there, and you'll see a couple of birds in there doing it wildly. And doing maybe doggy style or something. I don't know if birds do doggy style. That seems like the dark arts right there. But it's that time of year. You'll see you'll see an otter kind of getting out of a sleeping bag. That's spring, baby. It's here, and I'm here, and so are you. Let's go. And that's that's that beautiful ditty. That's that beautiful ditty. And that's by Tiny Sandhu. And Tiny Sandhu's we don't know what he is. Tiny Sandhu is a man who makes melodies somewhere in the great beyond, and he sent them to me through email. And in the old days, now we have email. In the old days, you may see a donkey come up and a letter will fall off of his back. You may have a black raven or something, or a dark bird or something, a flamenco negro, fly by and just spit up a secret. And that evolved eventually. You had the U.S. postal system and everything, and now we have email. Which, when you think about it, email, it's a lot more direct, To think that in the old days, if you wanted to send somebody an email, you had to give it to a man who you didn't know, who may have been, who knows, doing what. He might have been doing dope, he might have been doing uppers, downers, rounders, whatever, side splitters, he might have been doing anything. And trust that bad boy was going to drop off the things you needed to say to somebody else. Geez, That seems old school. But now we got email, and it's the direct. It's basically an electronic system that says, hey, fuck that other guy that used to run it over there. And that is Tiny Sandhu who sent that in. Thank you for that. And that was a Valentine's Day hitter he sent us. And that's More Than Words. That's a cover of the famous song More Than Words. And Tiny also will put a link at the bottom too. You can check out some of his other stuff and other things he's sent over the time period of this podcast. And he was a man. He's a secret man. We've never met him, never seen him. And what is he? When you think of a Tiny Sandhu, it could be anything. It could be a man that's 4 inches tall and wears Birkenstocks and jumps, and he has a guitar on the ground and he just jumps from he jumps from chord to chord and does it all with his feet. He could be something as secret as that. That's Tiny Sandhu. And I'm here, man. I'm making it through the day, thawing out, bro. Winter. We trying to get you to give up, Big Daddy. Because I have more of a body type I don't know if I have that winter body type. I got that thick upper crust. I have the, everybody knows I got the heart of a lesbian. My father told me that when I was very young and even wrote it one time at a napkin on a bar over there at Tony Padoni's bar and over at the Stinking Onion, which were a couple of small outfits over there near us in Covington, Louisiana. He would write it on a napkin to remind me a couple of things about myself I needed to remember. And I have also, I got that thick upper, that uproar, that top, that girdle. I'm front axis. I'm two-wheel drive, and I'm front wheel drive. If you put my body in the shop, the guy would be like, well, where the hell is the back wheels? We ain't got them, Daddy. We ain't got them. My torque is up top. Because I have that chest, it looks like I took a big inhale and never let it out. Like I was smelling something and just never decided never could figure out what I smelled. And so I've never let it go. I've always been like that. I've always had that, just that girthy, that forthright kind of, those tit fields, the chest and the torso. I probably have 60, 70 ribs in me. I know I've said it before, but if you beat me open, you'll hear, you'll definitely have you'll have a black family show up at a park with a bag of briquettes, baby, because it's time to grill, when they split me open. Because I'm going to feed the world, baby, with these ribs. So, but happy springtime. Thank you, Tiny, for that hit. Thank you for dropping just that audio right into us. More Than Words. More than words. Dun, dun. I just got back. I was in Oroville. And we went down over there, myself and Ari Manis. And man, we got at it over there. They're one of the oldest Chinese food restaurants. Tin Wan Fook over there. And them people ain't Tin Wan Fooking around, dog. They got that old, bro, they got fucking raven ribs up in there. You go in there, they got you could have half a bat wing and some orange marmalade, bro. $6, dog, right out the gate. Dude, you could have a Chinese lady come up and just spit in your mouth for $50. What is that, bro? And you could get that super fortune cookie at the end, dude. Some guy comes out with a fucking blade, pokes you in the ass, and tells you a secret, bro. I never knew my sister. You're like, damn, okay. And that's $5. That's that finisher. It's that kind of place, man. They got the oldest, I think they said it's 115 years old, the Chinese food there. So if you want to fill your mouth with that, with those, the original, something that's just fresh off the boat, man, you could taste the salt water in it. Then that's the place over there to get into that. But we had fun over there. I got some shows coming up I'm going to let you know right now. February 20th, 21st, and 22nd. This coming weekend, I'll be in Toronto. February 27th, Red Bank, New Jersey. February 28th, Oxon Hill, Maryland. February 29th, Newport News, Virginia. That's almost sold out. Everything else is sold out. And then we got the Castle Theater out there in Kahului, Hawaii. And that is going to be March 7th. And that's what it is, baby. That's what it is. I got to let you know, too, man, this episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. And look, everybody's got that wiener that doesn't want to commit to an erection. Everybody's got it. Rarely do you see a man with the full meat that men of yesteryear had. I mean, your granddaddy, if he heard a woman's name, if he saw a woman's name written on a wall when he was driving by it, he'd spring meat. He'd pop beef, bro, but we can't do that now. We don't have it. The DNA we have now where, everybody's doing more online gaming, modern warfare than they can. People see their wife and they say, oh, look, can we just do modern warfare instead of do that freaking that low body attack, sex. Well, do you remember the days when you were always ready to go? Now you can increase your performance and get that extra confidence in bed and anywhere, really. You could take your meat everywhere as long as your legs are working. BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. You could take them anywhere, daytime, nighttime. Hell, you could be in a time machine and pop 2 of them bitches, bruh. And show up in the 1800s with that magic wand. Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor or wait in line at the pharmacy and lie. Oh, these are from my cousin, man. These are from my stepdad. Dude, you ain't buying fucking dick hitters for your stepdaddy, bruh. Nah. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy. Right now, we got a special deal for our listeners because we want you to have strong meat. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code. Just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUE Chew.com, promo code Theo to try it. It's free. Blue Chew, the better, cheaper, faster choice. And we thank them for sponsoring the podcast. Oh, yeah. The XFL's going on. I know Nick went to a game. Producer Nick went to a game. Maybe I'll get him in here in a little bit and we'll talk about it. What did I do? Yeah, we went up to Oroville. And we got into it. They had a lot of people came out. Nancy came out, this lady, tall Nancy, and she had a damn, she did a homemade sweater. I forgot to get a picture of it. And it said gang on the front, and that was beautiful. We had 2 fellows came out. One of them had they were brothers, and one of them had a nervous condition, and they had one of them had an HC on him, bro, a hermit crab. And he showed me that bastard, bro, and that was beautiful. So I love that. If somebody, especially a beautiful thing is to sneak a pet in, and after the show, if we're doing, a meet and greet or hanging out, show that, that surprise pet. But spring is in the air. It's that time, man. It thinks, this is when the things that we were thaw out. This is the time when prosper is in the air. There's possibility. Something could happen, man. You spit a sunflower seed out of a car window, and 4 years later, you could have a beautiful damn half a bouquet right there. Because that's this time of year, there's fertility is in the soil. Dude, you could masturbate behind a damn 7-Eleven. And who knows, bro, you might show up fucking 9 years later and you got a kid that's never been to kindergarten back there. So there's possibility, man. there's possibility for some new things right now. And that's built in. That's built into the world. That's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it wild, bro? Imagine if you were one of the first people ever. And I don't know who they were. Probably Indians or Native Americans. Who knows, man? Probably could have been anybody, dude. Probably a white guy wearing like a cheetah. Or, a couple brothers out there doing something exotic, bro. Wearing some seashells and stuff over their fronts. But imagine you were out there early times and winter happened. You had no idea. You thought things were going well. And then, bam, dude. Everything's frozen. You're white. You're for everybody. And then, bam, again, springtime. Ta-da! It's back. So that's really something. Could you even imagine the first time? At first, everybody was like, oh, man, the world's ending. It's over. Blah, blah, blah. I'm cold. Janet's frozen. And then, bam, boy, they hit you with that surprise. Springtime. That opportunity for something new. We had some calls that came in. What's going on? I'm trying to think about in my world. I remember I was thinking this week about kissing, when you kiss somebody. And kissing is when you put your mouth against somebody else. And I could only imagine the first time somebody said, hey, let me know if you feel anything about this. And then they just did it. Somebody said, hey, let me just put my mouth against your face or something. Or your neck, bruh. And see if you feel something. And I wonder if you did it on some dude probably started trying it on his buddy who was nervous. Like, hey, let me try it on you a couple times and then I'll run over there to Dorothy, So some guy maybe had a real nice friend and he let him try that. Let him just try that just sprinkling that pepperoni all over him, just kind of nibbling on his neck. Because you had to practice somewhere. You had to practice kissing. Nobody goes right out there first time and just drops that face onto somebody else. What? Who are you, Ted Bundy? Dude, you can't you got to practice. And dude, I remember when I was young, we would get like a pillow, and my buddy, and I'm just going to say his middle name, Patrick, he would come over and we would get these pillows, dude, and we would lay next to him and just be like erotic, And in our bodies, man, my body would get so hard right in the middle, dude. God, I just didn't know what was going on. And I didn't know that the devil and God were just fighting inside of my penis at the time. And it would just be so... And the first time we were supposed to just be kissing our pillows, my buddy would lay over on my brother's bed because my brother wasn't living with us, and I would lay on my bed. And we're supposed to just be kissing our pillows and pretending they were these girls that we liked. But 9 seconds into it, dude, you know what I'm saying? Things have escalated. We go into second base, third base, fourth base, fifth base, sixth base. Then you got Pedro Martinez beating the shit out of Tommy Lasorda. You know what I'm talking about, boy. Young Bucks just vibrating against the pillow, man. Just... And your body, man, you had so much... My God, dude. I could hotwire a damn... Dude, I could hotwire one of those, those little carousels outside of a grocery. I could hotwire one of them bitches with the vitrosity that was in my damn pecker at the time. And my buddy would come over and we would just practice on them. But then you had to do kissing, and you practice on the pillow, but something wasn't enough. And in Louisiana, it's an oyster country. Certain areas have a different animal. Certain places you have a different type of animal. Oregon, you got maybe a woodchuck doing something. He's over there, he have a toothpick in his teeth. And he's picking wood out of his teeth because he's been chucking it. Like, dude, this is a real double entendre. And then other places, you go to Spoon River, Illinois, and you got a damn catfish, that bullhead, baby, just swimming. And you know how a catfish happen, man. A cat and a fish, dude. That's why you just got to be careful when you let these animals cross-pollinate. Because it gets too crazy. Let me tell you this, if a falcon and a bumblebee do sex, that's going to be lights out for the rest of us, bro. Imagine a falcon shows up with that powerful ass, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's going to be risky. But I'm saying every place had a different animal. You got a different animal here. You got a bullhead catfish over there in Illinois. Up in Wisconsin, they got that little milk snake. You go down to Nevada, they got a scorpion. They got MS-13 down there. You go to Philadelphia, they got brotherly love. They got, what else? They got a couple real pasty white dudes in a Darren Sproles jersey. Every place has their animal. And so the animal I'm thinking of, what was I talking about? Oh, so in Louisiana, we had oyster. And we would practice kissing, man. We would get an oyster. And you get it open, man. And then you got to get it out of there. And I always felt bad taking an oyster out of his little house, man. I felt kind of bad about that shit. I remember one time we went over to the Presbyterian church and I told that man, I said, man, we've been taking these oysters out and pretending they were tongues and kissing them, And that dude, honestly, man, I think, I no joke, I remember, I think that preacher told me I was a piece of shit. But I think he kind of winked at me a little bit. So, 50-50. But that was what we would do. We would get that oyster and you'd practice because you could put the oyster in your hand like it was a tongue. And so you throw that oyster in the microwave for about 11 seconds and get it warm enough. Put it in your hand and you could practice the kissing. And God, it wasn't ideal, but it was way better than kissing on your buddy's neck a little. But you remember practicing kissing? How'd you practice? Hit the hotline. Let me know how you practiced kissing. 985-664-9503. Because we practiced a couple ways, man. My one friend, he would come over, this boy Jeremy, and he was born with some different deficiencies, but he'd pop through and we put a bunch of perfume on his neck. And then kind of practice kissing a little bit. But not gay, not like in a gay way. We'd even put a bag over his head and draw like a woman on the sides of the bag. And you could still smell the perfume and you could practice, pretend, oh, hey, Katie, or hey, Charlotte, hey, Regina, hey, Chandris, what's up? And then you could practice, kissing. But the big thing was to get that oyster and heat that thing up in the microwave for 11 seconds. Get that thing tongue temperature. And then you would practice just... But man, I remember that being young, bro. God! Man, and you just lay... I remember just laying outdoors sometimes and just thinking about all the women that probably wanted to have sex with me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, man, we got a lot of calls and a lot of those women, most of those women never really did, bro. So, but hey, look, I thought it, man. I thought it. I put the thoughts out there. I planted the seeds out into the universe, baby. It's seeding time. It's spring. Get out there, put something new in the dirt. Try something different. Tell somebody, take a chance, I'm tired in my own life of I'm tired of sometimes not taking some chances. I don't take a lot of chances, really. Man, I want to take some chances. I want to put something in the ground. I want to say, hey, I'm tired of just rambling out here in the wind. I'm tired of sucking on oysters. I'm ready for some real tongue, you feel me? Gang. Let's take a call that has come in. I'm going to let you know as well, though, that this past weekend is brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare. And look, we've talked about this. Skillshare is one of our primary sponsor. And look, this is the thing. If you don't have a skill, now's the time. Get a skill. You can't show up somewhere without a skill. What can you do? And you just don't do anything? People will say, hey, hand me your resume. And you just hand them just a piece of paper with nothing on it. You just put your name a couple times on it in different fonts. You got your name printed, scripture, and then Helvetica. You wing-dinging your shit at the bottom. What do you have? You don't have a skill, my man. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators. With more than 25,000 classes in design, business, and more, you'll discover countless ways to fuel your curiosity, creativity, and career. They have all kinds of classes: mobile photography, creative writing, illustration. You can learn all of that. Dude, you could become somebody who does social media for someone in a heartbeat. Just spend a little time, plant a little seed. Whether you're looking to discover a new passion or start a side hustle or gain new professional skills, Skillshare is there to keep you learning, thriving, and reaching those new goals. Are you a freelancer? Try bookkeeping for freelancers. How to handle your finances. Join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for our listeners. Get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's right. Skillshare is offering this past weekend listeners 2 months of unlimited access to countless classes, over 25,000. Go to Skillshare.com/Theo Von. Again, go to Skillshare.com/Theo Von to start your 2 months now. That's Skillshare.com/Theo Von. I'm gonna give an update. Yeah, I want to thank everybody that came out in the past to the Lafayette show, the fundraiser. We raised $10,000 that night for the Good Fight Foundation and for a couple single moms. We treated a couple single moms, helping them out, and just wanted to say thank you to everybody that came out to that. And also, we're going to get a bench for Billy Conforto. Y'all remember him, man, my friend. God damn, he was a beautiful guy. He had arms like damn fucking, just like Italian antiques, bro. He had beautiful, my God, like his arms came over on a boat from damn Greece or somewhere really Italian. And he, and he was probably the toughest gay male boxer in America and the world even. I'd put him up against anybody. Who was the other guy? Tommy Gunn or whatever? Not a chance, boy. Tommy Slingshot. Billy Conforto would put that boy in the sand, whoever he was. I mean, he, and we're going to do a bench for him with the funds that we made from the T-shirts that we sold for him. We're going to do a bench over there in La Place. Maybe at a dog park or something, because he loved those animals. And he's always in our hearts, man. I love you, brother. And I miss you, man. Gang. And we're going to release some, we got a video made, we'll put up on Patreon from that Lafayette show. So you guys will be able to check that out. And thank you to everybody who supports this past weekend. And that means you, whether you do it with your ears or by supporting our Patreon or just by, or anything. Man, the support that has been a part of this podcast is one of the things I want to try and focus more on in the rest of this coming year. And sometimes in my own life, I've just gotten it. I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. Because of the podcast and stand-up, things getting so busy that it's been hard to focus sometimes on the things that that mean the most to me, which is being a part of other people's lives, or being a part of a group. You know, when I was on stage this weekend, and I just felt like, man, I'm just so lucky to be part of a group of people that are so loving. You know, the people that come out to the shows, man, especially to our show, to my show, to the show, to when they come out, the staff constantly say, man, this is the nicest group of people we've had in a long time. And that's when I just realized that's the most important. That's what's just so important to me. And that's what makes me, that's when I feel my best. Is, you know, there's a lot of dandruff in the world. But just focus when I'm focusing on the style, baby, when I'm focusing on that sweet headpiece, and I'm not worried about that dirty dandruff. You know, there's a lot of dandruff in the world, but I know, but there's a lot of sugar too, and I feel better when I've got that sugar on my mind. And yeah, and just, you know, I just remember, you know, it just thank you guys. It's just nice to be reminded of what's important, and that is each other. And yeah, I'm just so glad to be here today, and I'm glad that that you are here, and that we haven't given up on each other, bro, gang. We got some calls that came in, man. Who knows what's going to be in these dirty boxes? Let's get to a couple right here. Here we go.
Theo Vaughn, if this is you, we're going to Toronto to see you for my fiance's birthday right on the 21st.
Oh, and thank you for that, brother. Toronto is beautiful. And Toronto, the kind of place, great posture. You see somebody, you barely see them because they're such a straight, vertical. People constantly there fall directly into potholes because they are so, you know, somebody has a hurt back or one of their arms out in a weird way. They step in a pothole, they get caught. But with that Toronto posture, baby, whew, that's disappearing, son. Disappearing right into the dang bird bath of hell, baby. Them potholes, them city holes. Gang, brother, onward.
And I have a question. We actually saw you in California in July when I proposed, and she developed a crush on you. And I'm worried that when we see you again for a real lengthy troupe show, the Dark Arts Tour, that she's going to fall in love with you for real hard. And, I mean, that's a privilege and an honor, but, I mean, I don't know how I'd handle that. So, if you could let me know. Anyways, we'll see you in Toronto on the 21st, Theo Vaughn. Take care.
Gang, brother. And look, I'm not responsible if your lady you show up with a lady and she leaves and look, and her breasts grow 2 sizes while she's at the show. That's a side effect of seeing Papa. What I'm going to do? I can't help it if, you bring her to the show, y'all leave the show, and suddenly she knows a couple new sexual tricks. Y'all go back to the room and she got a wig or something, and she got that, she's got on a 4-piece outfit with, tassels and stuff over the crotch and all. Look, that's a side effect, baby. The dark arts, you got to be careful. That's the thing. If you're going to go near a wishing well at night, don't be shocked if you wake up with a little something itching in your ass in the morning. You feel me, bro? Don't be shocked if your lady wakes up knowing how to crochet a pentagram. Do not be shocked. It's the Dark Arts Tour, man. And it's still going. Dude, I think in October. In October, I believe it'll be this tour will be almost 2 years. We're far from there, though. And there's only a few shows left. I keep saying that. But But yeah, bring your lady out. Come on out. And I'm excited to see you guys, and I'll do my best, brother, to not infiltrate. I'll just infiltrate your heart, brother, and I'll stop right there. 985-664-9503 is the hotline, as always. Let's get to another call or two. Here we go.
Hey, Theo, it's Ramsey.
And what's up, Ramsey? And that's a name out of the Bible, Ramsey, or Egypt. And basically, Egypt was just the Bible on land, if you want to look at it like that. You know, the Middle East, they got a lot of sand Christians over there, too. People think it's just Slims over there and Brews, bro, but it ain't. They got a lot of SCs over there, baby, them sand Christians. And that is, that's your boy Ramsey's over there, hot off the Euphrates, dog. Gang, son, onward.
I was 16, or when I was 17, my mom passed away. I don't have family. I never met my dad or anything, so I kind of...
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that, that happened to you at such a young age, brother. Onward.
Just been on my own since then. And over that period of time, I've been able to I've been having some ups and downs, just because of the instability. But here lately, man, things have been going all right. I got a girlfriend that I love, and I've got friends around me, and it's great. But that always gives me worry, because my entire life I've been dealing with an anxiety of something's about to go wrong. So yeah, I just wanted to know what your thought is on that. How to keep your mind from telling you everything's about to blow up. So just let me know, man. I appreciate you, gang.
Gang, bro. Man, it's so funny that you called in. First of all, thank you for calling there, Ramsey's brother. And it's so funny you call and ask about this, because this has been on my mind recently. I've been realizing that I have, I'm in 12-step program, and I always have to call my, sponsor, my friends, and just ask them, is everything okay? Because I don't know, there's something inside of me that everything's not going to be okay all the time. And that's why I'm always having to do stuff, because nothing feels stable. And so my mind's always like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, because something's not, So I would just, what's helped me recently is, for me, I don't know if this could work for you, but for me, what has helped is just asking somebody on a regular basis, hey, everything's okay, right? And they just say, yeah, man, everything's okay. I say, okay, because I have this feeling like everything's not okay. And it's just been there my whole life. And sometimes I don't even realize it. I didn't even know that this thing was there. But I'm here to tell you, man, I think a lot of that comes from just like you're saying, the instability, just the uncertainty that something's going to go wrong. For me, it's not that as much as something is going to go wrong, as much as it is that that something has to be done. That something is wrong. Something isn't done. Something's not okay. And it's really an intense anxiety. It's one that's built down into us. It's like somebody had a treasure chest but no treasure in it, just anxiety, and they put that bitch deep in us. And one thing that has helped me is talking to my sponsor, talking to my friends, and saying, hey, just tell me that everything's okay, Is everything okay? And they'll answer yes. Sometimes they even get frustrated with it. But I need to hear it. I just need to hear it on a regular basis that everything is okay. Because I think as a child, just no one told me it was. When everything felt wrong and everything felt messed up, and no one ever said, hey, everything's okay. No one ever said it. And if you have children, I don't have children. I don't know what that's like, but I do know what it's like to have been one. And I think, You know, I think it helps them to hear that sometimes, just for no reason at all. Just, you know, just hug your kid and just say, hey, you know, everything is okay, you know. You know, you might not think it is, or sometimes you may feel like things aren't, but I'm just here to remind you that everything is, you know. I think if they have that voice bouncing around in them, that's the sugar, baby. That's not the dandruff, you feel me? But thanks for that call, man, and keep your head up out there. And, gang, brother. Let's hit another call here. What we got popping off, bro? As always, the hotline 985-664-9503. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and don't forget, hit the calls with when you how did you practice kissing when you were young? Did you have, you know, did you bag up your boy with that gender different sandwich sack over his head? You know, you draw Melanie on the front of that bag and just go to town on your boy. What did you do? Did you practice on a pillow? Get your little oyster? How'd you do it, huh? 985-664-9503. Here we go.
Hey, Theo, what's up? It's me, Pat, man, from Santa Cruz, California.
What's up, Pat? From Santa Cruz. Bro, imagine how cool it must be to grow up in a place like that. A place that have Cruz in the name of it. Could you imagine that? A place that have Cruz. Dude, I had some friends from a place called Big Branch. That was the name of the place. Big Branch. So you know what was happening around there, boy. Nothing. Onward.
I woke up this morning and thought I was having a heart attack, and basically went to the emergency room, and they told me I had scoliosis. Man, was I ever relieved to know that I wasn't numbing my chest because my ticker was bad. It was basically born with scoliosis, man. It pinched a nerve and made me feel like I was going to have a heart attack. But I got to tell you what, man, you make me laugh all the time. Caught you in Cobb's comedy a few months back, and dude, praise the Lord, Theo. All right, man. Out.
Gang, bro. Now, scoliosis, I'm glad you're well. And you sound, if you're well enough to leave a voicemail, you're doing all right. Dude, we had a guy when I was growing up, and in college, he would get all high. I mean, and by he, I mean all of us. And we would smoke it all, bro. We'd smoke whatever. That's back when they didn't have as much weed. Now they got all kinds of different weed. You know, they got shit, euthanasia is a strand. They got left leg. They got some shit, you know, kill your cousin is a new strand. Like, what is that? You know, I'm trying to have a family reunion and everybody's got 2 ounces of kill your cuz. This ain't gonna end well. But this dude would get so high, man. His mom had one of those throat things. She couldn't talk or something, or not talk, but she'd done so many Winstons that she blew her throat out. So she had to have that little, you know, that thing like she had to put that thing up to her throat. And he got so high that he would have to use that bitch. He couldn't talk. So he'd get his mom's little case, you know, when she was asleep, he'd get the case and he'd bring that thing with him, that little safety case when we would smoke out. So we'd be blazed up, man. I mean, higher than the damn Chicago fire. And this dude, he'd be like, let's hit the Wendy's. That's the only thing he could use was that, let's hit the Wendy's, papa. So we knew when he opened that case up that he was baked out. His Oreos was double stuffed, bruh. Oh, man, I need a ride home. He would have to use that little electric thing, bruh. Oh, shit. But, man, if you got scoliosis, how the hell did it take you so long to recognize it, Papa? That's a children's disease. And everybody remembers scoliosis, man. And everybody had a different, you know, remember school when you were young, you had to go to school because nobody trusted you were just maybe going to be smart. And like every 4 years at school, they would take everybody into the cafeteria and take their shirts off. And I remember the first time I went, I was like, damn, this is some real German type of shit. But, and they would have you bend forward and show that little back beezy, baby, that backbone. You know, you'd have to frickin' hit that dolphin, bruh. And the lady would stand there. Miss Wascom or Miss Connaughton or Miss whoever. You know, Miss Barbara, she would stand right there. And she would take a marker, man. She would take a marker and just draw it straight down your back. Oh, he's good. This one checks out. You know, he's straight. He could go, you know, back to learning. And then they had like one group, I guess, if you had scoliosis, which I thought it sounded good. They're like, oh, we're going to see who has scoliosis. I'm like, oh, well, shit. I hope I got it, dude. I'm sharing a bedroom with my brother. You know, I'm ready for a life change. But it wasn't. It was like your spine had that little hiccup. You know, your spine got a little wandery in the middle. That shit got a little Hansel Gretel. You know, your spine kind of went missing on itself a little. You know, your spine kind of wandered off into the woods over there. By one of your, you know, your spine kind of did a little detour around one of your lungs or something down. And so they do everybody. And anybody had that little, you know, had that HOV lane on their backbone and couldn't, you know, hit that dolphin, they'd draw the little crook on their back with the marker and put them in that special area. I don't know what happened to those kids, man. And Daniel, dude, everybody knows Daniel, bro. I remember one time he took his shirt off and they had his spine and it had the damn, it went in a damn pentagram. We're like, well, that he couldn't be real healthy. So, but you know Daniel, man, I'm not shocked. He probably shifted his spine into that shape by himself. Because he makes his own choices. Man, he made his own choices. But I'm glad that if you had a childhood disease this long, I'm glad you're getting on top of it. You might want to get also checked for them El Pollo pox, baby, them chicken pox, and what else? Oh, getting a splinter. That's another thing kids hate. But I'm glad you're well, brother. Stay safe, man. I got to let you know that today's episode brought to you by Capterra. What if you could make your work take less work? Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? That's something you can do. Look at your job, see what it is, do it in less time. Well, you can with Capterra. Capterra helps you find the right software for your needs fast, so you can get back to business even faster. Compare thousands of software options, read reviews, and instantly narrow your favorites. You'll have more time in no time. Find the right software right now at capterra.com/Theo. And guys, we want everybody to support the podcast if you can. If you find an ad that fits you and it's something you need, we'd love for you to be supportive. Capterra is the leading free online resource to help you find the best software solution for your business. With over 1 million reviews of products from real software users, discovering everything you need to make an informed decision. Search more than 700 specific categories of software. Everything from project management to email marketing to yoga studio management software. And that kind of stuff, I'm starting, we got a crew that's working over here now with this past weekend in King and the Sting. And so I need to get some help with the time management and making sure everybody's timing is all clean and clear and what days they've worked. Capterra, CAPTERRA.com/Theo for free today to find the tools to make an informed software decision for your business. CAPTERRA.com/Theo. That's Capterra.com/Theo. Capterra, Software selection simplified. Let's get into another call here. Onward.
It's your boy Anthony from OC.
What's up, Ant? Down there in the OC, man. And I bought some cocaine from a guy down there one time, man. I don't know what happened to him. He did a little bit of pornography, and he had, every time I saw him, he had very drastically different haircuts. Onward.
Waiting for you to hit up Bray Improv, bro. Just waiting. Let us know when we're gonna get us that hitter. Quick question. I'll be trying to eat healthy and stuff. What are your thoughts on cauliflower pizza and that Impossible Burger? I just want to know what a guy like you has to say about those items. Let me.
Yeah, thank you for this question there. And down there beachside in the OC. Cauliflower pizza ain't shit, man. That's pizza. It could be anything on pizza. You're only getting 4 pieces of it, 5 pieces. You know, when I was young, they stacked it on there. What do you want on the pizza? Black olives? The pizza was so damn black, man, you didn't even know. You might find it in, at Essence Fest. You know, what you want on there? Sausages? 2,000 little sausages. Now you get a pizza, they got 9 sausages. They set just far enough away from each other so that none of them infringing on the other one's territory. They're all in a safe space. It's like everybody gets the same little amount. It's like basically that Bernie Sanders style. So I think if you want to eat healthy, you got to eat healthy. Get things that are living, man. Get you a little something. Get you a little, have a crab. Look at a crab, bro. Look at a crab. The meat in that thing, so fresh, so nasty, bro, so naughty. Imagine being a crab, dude, and all you want to do is hug somebody, but you got them dangerous-ass arms. Imagine that. Imagine every night I bet a crab dreams of just having soft arms, where he could touch stroke a woman's hair without giving her a crew cut, or where he could, touch a breast without having to, do an FAK, a first aid kit. Imagine that. Imagine a crab just wishing he had soft arms. And then he wakes up and every time he got those just cold-hearted snakes, bruh. Them ice cold freaking clip digits. He's got just carpal tunnel 7,000 every single time. What was your question, man? I can't remember what you were asking about. Cauliflower pizza? Yeah, bruh. Get you something fresh. Get a greenery. Get a greenery item. Get a kale bunch. Get a broccoli. Get a little, sweet potato. Get something for yourself that's good, that's fresh, man. You out here eating pizza Impossible Burger? Burger is a nice thing to have. Maybe twice a week have you a burger. But the rest of the time, take care of yourself. Get some things in you. I'm having a dang raw organic infused drink right now. Low electrolytes. Keep a lot of water in your body. It's easy stuff. Your body's 94% water. And you out here drinking damn, you out here drinking Code Reds, Mountain Dew. What? Get you some water. But yeah, you got to stay healthy, man. Get you some stuff that's good. What I like to do now, get me a peppers. Get me a different peppers. Pepper come in different colors. If you don't like certain color peppers, they make other ones. Get a red, get a green, get an orange, get a yellow. Cat them bitches up. I'll freaking introduce them bitches to Japan, boy. I'll take a knife to them bitches. I'll take that Manscaped trimmer to them bitches. And I put me some beef cuts in the skillet. And heat me up them BCs, baby. Throw them peppers in. Let them things meet each other. Get that little skillet bang going. And then I serve them to myself. Treat myself right. gang. Let's take another call here. The hotline 985-664-9503. Onward. Oh, I gotta say, we want to have an illegal alien on the podcast. So if you have a friend who is an illegal alien in America illegally, we're not trying to out them or get them in any trouble or anything like that. We just want to just see what their life is like. You know, so I'm just real curious about what that existence is like here, what it's like to just be that DL human. You know, not to be confused with DL Hughley. So if you have somebody like that, let us know. Now, don't send us some phony, some BS, bro. We want somebody real. They got to speak good English, have a good personality, and they came over here illegal into Estados Unidos, and yeah, I'm just super curious about what that life is like. You know, just to be on that constant hide and seek, or if it's like that at all. So, gang, brother. Here we go. Onward.
What up, Theo? Long-time listener, first-time caller. I've always wanted to say that. Big fan of your show, man, and you seem to revolve around solutions. That's kind of what I'm calling about, man. I could use a solution. It's probably a little off-topic and a little random, but I'm a zookeeper, man. I work with animals. I've been doing this for about 10 years.
Wow. Man, thank you for calling, man. That's crazy. You're like a Jumanji guy. Wow, boy. Oh, man, thank you for calling, Zookeeper. Onward.
And I'm having a hard time finding a place I can stay. To make a long story short, it's standards. I think people got low standards, man. I've worked for roadside zoos. I've worked for big zoos. I've kind of done it all in between. Aquariums, trained for movies.
Oh, yeah, aquarium, that wet zoo, bro. Gang.
Rehab, rescue. But I have a hard time finding a place with good standards.
Oh, yeah, animal rehab. I can't even imagine that. You got a couple gophers in there on Dilaudid or something. You know, you might have a muskrat in there who's been scratting too much musk. You feel me? He was on them 80 milligram oxys, bro. Them OGs, gang, onward.
I just think it's a choice to take care of animals, and we got to make a choice to do right by them. And too often, I think mistakes happen, and I just think some things need a little more structure, a little more rules. We need a little more. Everybody just needs to tighten up. You know, these animals are at our mercy, and so I don't know, man. I'm thinking about hanging it up. I'm thinking about everything I've ever done is construction. Thinking about going back to construction work. I just don't know what else to do. But I love my animals, and I love working with them, and it's been a long time to get to where I am, and I'd hate to give it up, but I just I feel like I'm losing myself. I feel like I'm settling with my own morals and my own conviction just to fit in and get along. And I don't like that. Doesn't feel good. So, again, I appreciate what you're doing, brother. Gang, gang.
Gang, man. Wow. Wow, man. Dude, I would love for you to get the proper, me and Brendan Schaub, he's from King and the Sting. You know him. And he's a decent man, and his hair is very nice. He has nice hair, and he has jewelry and everything. But he and I almost invested in a zoo down there in Sinaloa. But anyway, some shit went wrong. But I would love to see you have your own zoo, and have you see you be the example. You be the one that does it. Because that's really where, change kind of comes from, is that. It's like, yeah, nowadays everybody wants, they had a special on television, Black Dolphin. And they had a killer whale down there in, down near San Diego. And I guess they had a black dolphin as well, and I guess it was, I don't know if it was about slavery. I don't know what it was about, dude. You got to watch it, but everybody's like, oh, they're treating animals bad and they're treating animals like this. Look, it's hard to treat an animal great, I think, especially with all the laws and everything. You know, everything keeps getting haywire. Some lady's little son falls in the damn zoo cage and then they file the lawsuit. Well, what's your son doing in there? How about that? So the lawyering and all the legalities ruin a lot of things, brother. But that's when somebody comes along and says, I'm going to do this the right way. And that could be you. You know, you could have Terrence's little magical zoo at the, it could be zoo and ice cream or something. You know, pet you a koala and get a Rocky Road. You know what I'm saying? Tickle a real Elmo and then get you that mint chocolate chimpanzee. You could have, you could mix and match. So I think there's an opportunity there for you to then do something special whenever it's tough though sometimes also when your art or something you really enjoy, when it becomes a job, at a certain point it does burn you out. It burns you out, man. There's such a balance to everything, isn't there? Man, it's when the art becomes such a job, it can burn you down. You know, I feel exhausted sometimes from, work got so busy that sometimes I feel exhausted. You know, sometimes I feel, I need my passion back. You get caught up too much in the X's and the O's. And you forget the smell of the grass, you know. And that's how I think you have to find a way to represent it to yourself, or get you a little animal. Get you a lemur, bro. Get you a little marmoset. Get you a something, dude. Get you 6 caterpillars and do something. You know, get 9 crickets and train them bitches to do a stunt. You know, get a circus mouse, dog. One quality mouse with a jingle bell on his neck. And you out there green miling, baby boy. And you know what I'm saying? Dude, they used to have a cat circus that parked around here. My ex-girlfriend was always showing me on the YouTube. A cat circus. And 2 of them, they finally went on Jimmy Kimmel and didn't do shit and they got fired. But they had 9 cats living in a purple van. Doing nothing. You know, and so anything's possible. But I feel you, man, when it's... Maybe you just have to step away. Maybe get you one animal and hit the road with it. You know? Marcus's special... Marcus and his special beagle. You know? The supernatural aardvark. And you know what I'm saying? With social media these days, you could advertise in a lot of special ways. People are doing everything. You could go sleep with the sloth. They got sloth sleeping. They got sloth sleeping over there. And all your valuables are safe because it'll take that thing about 8 hours to steal your phone because it's so slow. But you could sleep with a sloth. You go up in there and they got this little cubicle, you and your buddy in there. And y'all can sleep with a sloth if you want for $200 over there outside of Portland. But there's a lot of different opportunities, man. A lot of ways to make Animalia more comfortable. And I think a lot of these things are going to change, man. Go to Texas. You meet the right neighbor, they'll have a damn tiger in Texas. They'll have 2 white tigers out there. There's a lot of different stuff going on. But good luck out there, Daddy. And if anybody has any suggestion for the Zookeeper, too, how to stay in the animal game, even if you're kind of quacked out, hit the hotline 985-664-9503. And if you're quacked out of anything, I want to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Betterhelp. Betterhelp will assess your needs and match you up with your own licensed professional therapist. You know, I've talked about it on here. If you need therapy, you need help, then Betterhelp is a great place to do it. It's a place where, sometimes learning to talk to someone and get some help for your brain and get back into your body, it's hard. It's hard at first. It's hard to get the practice. It's hard to just do it. BetterHelp is a great way to experience professional help. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's counselor network, which may not be locally available. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. It's committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so BetterHelp makes it easy and free to change counselors if needed. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/Theo. That's betterhelp.com/Theo and join the over 500,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. And our special offer for this past weekend, listeners, 10% off your first month. Your first month, not your first visit, your first month at betterhelp.com/Theo. You can FaceTime with the counselor. You can just, you can talk on the phone. You could talk regular. You could text. It's a great way to experience just checking in with yourself and checking in with somebody else to check in with yourself. Let's get another call here. Here we go. Thank you for supporting. And also, we got this Rat King hitter. I'm wearing it right now. We got a lot of neat stuff out there. Rat King t-shirt that I really love that my brother wears a lot. I see him wearing on Facebook, and it really means a lot to me that he wears it. I know because he's a businessman, and it's the year of the rat, baby. You know I'm making that comeback. All these clams, dude. I'll see them in the chowder, baby. I was raised kissing oysters, son. Let's go.
Yo, Theo, this is Austin. I need some advice. Every time me and my girl order takeout, she finds something wrong with her food, whether it's a hair or something doesn't look right. And she ends up making me take it back. So.
Oh. Yo, here's a, you gotta send, let's hear more.
Should I just not feed her, let her eat my scraps, or do I just eat too fast and miss all the stuff that's in my food?
Man, look, I think there's nothing I can't stand more than somebody that sends their food back all the time. Unless that thing came with, I say 2 hairs or more. 1 hair, I'll have it. But a sideburn, I'm sending that bitch back. Latondra got one of them Rapunzel braids in there, I'm sending that bitch back. But 1 hair, 2 hair, red hair, blue hair, somebody drop half an Antifa wig in that thing, I'll still have it. Life is life. Things are going to happen. But if you have somebody that's sending food back, I'm just saying, will they one day just send you back? Maybe she finds a hair on your shoulder. Maybe she finds an ingrown hair. Whose is this? Huh? You're like, that's mine. Whatever, I'm out. So you got to think about that, man. I can't stand that. For me, that's a buzzkill. If it happens once in a while, if the service is bad or something, yeah, I could see raising hell. I went over to a pizza place, man, I swear. If I'd have had a Beretta on me, bro, I'd have popped off in that bitch. The guy was a complete asshole in there. But I'll let the world do justice to him. I don't need to do all that. But if you got an incel like that living in your place, bro, and sending back decent pies because maybe one of the pepperonis looks like it's winking at her or something, or somebody carved a Jesus Christ into the cheese or something, jeepers, bucko. You better than that, bro. But good luck out there, man. That's all I got for you, dude. I got to be honest with you, gang.
What's up, Theo? This is Max Frost calling in from Sydney, Australia.
Oh, Max Frost from Australia. Thank you for calling, man. And after all that fire, you guys could use Max Frost. I mean, you're exactly the solution over there, I bet, man. I hope everybody's doing well. It's crazy. Like, we see a million pictures of koalas, starving and using water and stuff. And then suddenly, it's off the radar. But just letting you know, man, thinking of you. Hope you guys are doing well. Gang, onward.
Obviously, I'm not from Sydney, Australia. I'm actually from Texas. I'm down here right now doing some shows.
Oh, you just a visitor. That's called a visitor, buddy. Onward.
Point of the reason I'm calling, man, is I'm down here in living my life. You know, I make music and down here playing shows and had a show tonight that I guess was good, but I guess I just kind of called in to say, like, I don't know, there's something about that voice you talk about where you say, like, whenever you get off stage, it feels like your brain won't allow you to accept that you did a good job. There's just something about that I really relate to, man, and that I wish I could solve. You know, I hate showing up to do what I came to do and then getting off stage and feeling like even though I did it, it's like I can't allow myself to appreciate that it's happening, which is stupid. Shit, man. That's it. Hope you're good, bro. Gang.
Gang, bro. Thank you for calling, man. Yeah, man. Wow, bro. Okay. Yeah, you know, one of the reasons, I mean, I've done it my whole life, man. Nothing, you know, I'll never be good enough for me, man. And I don't know how that happened to me. I don't know how that, you know, I don't know how that got inside of me. But man, that's a devilish thing to end up inside of you. And I'm not saying that to have any self-pity. You know, I'm at the age now I'm able to recognize it and I can do things to help myself. But you know, it gets hard on the podcast sometimes because it's hard for me to reflect on myself without sounding like a crybaby a lot. You know, I don't want to have self-pity. But I do want to be able to share share something if I can, you know. But no, man, it's crazy that isn't that crazy that somehow we will never be enough for ourselves. Man, it's such a handicap, isn't it? And it's not true. It's not even real. I don't know how that engine gets started inside of us. I'm trying to think about it and feel about it right now. Why am I never enough for myself? You know, I will never be enough for myself. Why? Why am I never enough for myself, man? So I'm just trying to feel. Sometimes I can almost feel an answer like inside of me, but I don't know what the words are because the feeling hasn't met with my brain exactly. So I'm just trying to feel this out. You know, why? Yeah, how nice it would be to have something inside of myself that's like, hey, you man, great job. Hey, you did great. Hey, you should be proud of yourself. Hey, man, way to go. Because when you think about it from an outsider's perspective, how sad that somebody's walking around, they will never be enough for themselves. That their best will never make them feel good. It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like there's something off there because it's not real. It doesn't factually check out. You know, sometimes I think some of that is the toil of being an artist. You know, there's something inside of people that want to do art, or that I think you want some of that because it drives you. It makes you adjust and change. It makes you keep pressuring to create something good. You know, you don't want to just play some garbage and be like, oh, that's great. But I think sometimes for myself, that voice it's everywhere in me that I'm never going to be enough. You know, I got the legs of you ever seen a senior citizen drop their towel on accident? and you see their legs. That's what I have, though. I have like those type of legs, but if that man was like a striker and but strong. I have like strong, dropped towel senior citizen legs. But it's always, everything I see about myself, it's never enough. It's never good enough. And I don't know I don't think anyone ever told me that I was bad. I think just nobody ever told me that I was okay, that everything was, that it was enough, Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man, that's good, Okay, you've been, and those are things that happen when we're young. It has to happen when we're young. But when we get old, we can start to plant some different seeds, man, to bring this back here. And we can start to do it. We can start to recognize it. And I'm glad you called about this, because I think it'll just make me think when I get off stage, or when I get done with this, when I get done with my work day. Anybody out there, if you driving FedEx, or you making you doing beef scallions or whatever, you a butcher, you a barber, you doing sideburns, or you doing siding, construction. It's, yes, like when you get done, it's to be like, I did good. To remind ourselves, that we did good. If we did try our best, Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really interesting, though. It's really interesting why somehow we're never enough for ourselves, man. And I think that's like the core of whatever it is. If we could solve that in humans. And some of that's always going to be there, because there's this, that's why people look for a higher power. That's why people seek. That's why people travel. That's why people, start families, because they want to fill in. Because in the end, humanity, being human, it's a journey of finding more. At least I hope it is for people. Maybe some people are just perfectly happy and they're already, they were born on the pinnacle of peace. But I think for a lot of us, it's trying to find out what's going on. What do I do? What can I do to feel more, to find more, to achieve, to try to, what is here in this world, on the outside and on the inside? Where's the Mount Everest, out here outside of me, and where's the Mount Everest inside of me? Where can I go in here? Because, man, it gets wild inside of us. It's deep in there, and it's high, and it's far. So I think some of that's just the toil of being an artist, man, and I think some of it is, it's a journey that we're on. And some of it is that we're too hard on ourselves. And that we're doing okay. The best thing sometimes I can say for myself is always just that I tried my best. But yeah, it's good, man. I want to think about that more for myself, and not think about it. I just want to start to behave like it. Hey, man, you did a good job. Oftentimes I don't want to do it because I don't want people to think that I'm full of myself. I think sometimes it comes back to I'm worried so much about what other people will think, maybe. I don't want people to think that I'm so full of myself. But thank you for that call, man. And thank you for that question. And keep on playing the hits, man. We got a Patreon question that came in. Tawny, Toni. Could be Tony, could be Tawny. Favorite TV show currently? I really love The Pharmacist on Netflix. And I want to see about maybe having that gentleman come in as a guest. It's really a great show. I really love Live PD. And if you haven't seen Live PD, man, it's great. It's like Cops. Cops actually is really good, too. It's just like new Cops. I like Flint Town on Netflix. I like, what else? Jim Gaffigan's was on... He has a special on Amazon that's really good. And those are things, I guess, that I'm currently watching. There's a new Dateline, too, that's crazy good about some people that have 2 children that they can't find, and it's in Idaho. That shit is good. And I don't want more people to die in the world, but we need some more Datelines, boy. Speaking of Idaho, here's one. Are California kids that bad? Does Idaho need to build a wall? And that's from Kim Chickens from Patreon. I don't think California kids are bad, man. There's bad people everywhere. There's a lot of great people in California. There's a lot of wonderful people. I think the taxes are way too high. I think that it's too idealistic. I think the ideas of a perfect humanity are starting to collide with the realities that we can't do all of this. We don't, or we just aren't. It's like, the parks are getting busier. I was just looking at a park yesterday. I was going to look for a park to just chill out, and I went to a park, and I'm like, man, this isn't even a place you can relax anymore. There's a lot of people who are, I don't want to just say homeless, but not well, and people that are doing drugs, and I know some of those people are my people. I get it, bro. They're rats like me, but it made me scared to just want to take a nap in the park because I don't want to get killed during a sleeping. So I think you have some of that shit. I think you got more of a soft batch overall. And I put that up. You go SEC against the Pac-10, dude. Pac-12, Pac-20. Pack it up as much as you want. They'll never take the SEC, man. But I just think some of its city living is different. So I think maybe Los Angeles is it's just a tough place, it seems like, to raise kids, to have, every street is a busy street. There's no space for a child's imagination, I don't feel like. A child needs to be able to look out at some space and be like, oh, what could happen here? So it's probably a great place to raise an accountant. But is it a great place to raise somebody with a wild imagination? I don't know. I don't think it would be my ideal place, gang. Let's take, I think we did good today. I think we did good. Oh, well, here's one right here, actually. One more Patreon from Cigar Ja, J-H-A. Theo, what's the best part about spring? Gang, gang. I think the best part about spring is it's just kind of a reminder of what every day is. Every day is a new chance. It's that, every day is a silver medal. Every day is saying, hey, if it didn't happen yesterday, if you didn't do it right, if you didn't do it as well as you wanted to, it's really a real soft way of saying, here's another opportunity. Here's another shot today. And it really, the way that the world even presents a day to you is really so beautiful, Slow sunrise, the light slowly gathers. Wouldn't it be crazy if just, bam, they cut it on, it was fluorescent as fuck? It just felt like an ICU or something. That would be so drastic. But the way that nature says, hey, I'm here, you're here, let's see what we could do. The way that nature does that with just a day, I think is beautiful. And spring, I think, is like that. And I do think there's some value to live in a place where you have 4 seasons, because you remember that you're part of Earth. You're part of this. You're part of life. Whereas sometimes in California, it's just the same day forever. It just never ends, man. So I think the best part about spring is just as a chance to put something new in the ground, to try something different. It's crazy. All the things sometimes that I feel like I've recently have been feelings that the things that it's crazy. Somehow the things that I fear the most are sometimes recently the things that are starting to tempt me the most. Like, what if I just did those things? What if I just got me a house, or got me a wife, or got me a or not got me one. You got to really have love and everything, but, you know, got me a dog. What if I did all those things? I don't know. I don't want to let my life just pass by me just being in this fear state or this place of indecision. Sometimes I feel like the best feelings I could have are right on the other side of my fears, you know. And that's wild, man. That's wild. But what do I know, dude? I don't know anything. And that is the fact. I'm going to probably call Betterhelp. Look, I love you guys and I appreciate you. And thank you for being a part of this past weekend. And we do have exciting plans to do some unique things for people this year and be a part of people's lives. And I'm just excited to remind myself to get back to what I think is important sometimes and what is unique sometimes about this podcast is that it's a group effort and that we're doing something not alone. And that to me feels good, man. And that's the sugar, bro. That's the sugar, man. We'll finish out here with this hit again from Tiny Sandhu, who sent it in. And that magical man from the ether. What is he? We don't know. He could be a puff of smoke. He could be a ninja. He could be a czar. He could be a marsupial. He could be a plate, one of the tectonics underneath us. We don't know. Who knows, man? But he makes sweet music, more than words, man. I'm out of words. You guys be good to yourselves. You deserve it. Gang.